Hi, Maranatha. Jesus said, "Whoever has ears to hear, let them hear." And of course, he wasn't talking about physical hearing, because sometimes we could have physical hearing and not hear in the sense that Jesus was talking about. But he's talking about listening with a spiritual heart and receiving what he has to say. Well, we have a community at Maranatha that cannot hear physically, but on a spiritual level, in the way Jesus says is the most important way to hear, they're hearing very well. Now, our ministry to the deaf at Maranatha has three different facets to it. So, first of all, we host the Quinte Deaf Fellowship, a group that averages about 10 to 12 people. They meet in one of the rooms on Maranatha's east side, and they're taught by a couple of different teachers. And they're growing spiritually and numerically, says one of their board members, Judy, who talked to me. Now, there was a woman whose name was Julie, who watched them on Zoom during COVID, subsequently took the step of getting baptized in a local church, and eventually came and joined the Quinte Deaf Fellowship, and now is just growing and feels loved and accepted. It's a beautiful thing. Well, the second aspect of our ministry to the deaf is what happens on Sunday mornings. Don't you love watching the interpreters on Sunday morning doing their work? They're just so lively and so alive. And there are about 2 to 5 people who benefit from that interpretation, and an unknown number of people watching on the live stream who benefit from it. But Jen Abel says that she has watched, since this ministry began in 2013, she says that she has just watched these people grow and be transformed. Well, the third aspect of the ministry that we have to the deaf is what happens in the prayer group. So they meet once a week and they pray. And Evelyn Battleland, one of our interpreters, says this is her favorite part of the ministry, because she says the women in particular, she says the women are just so free in the spirit, and she loves interpreting for them on Tuesdays when they meet, and then also after church if anyone comes forward for prayer. Some years back, do you remember when we were taught how to say the word Alleluia in sign language, and we sang a song, and every time the word Alleluia happened, we made that sign? Becky Langman, one of our interpreters, said that was her most moving moment in worship. That when all of these hands went up gesturing hallelujah, she said it just brought tears to her eyes to see the support for the deaf community. So Maranatha, God's doing a very wonderful and quiet work through these various interpreters and through the ministry. Becky says that it makes her so happy when people come and interact with the deaf community. And I want to just encourage all of us to do that. They're a special part of Maranatha, and let's just go that extra mile to let them know that they are part of us and that we value them. You have a great week, Maranatha.
Throw me like a stone in the water, watch the mud rise up. Dress me like a lamb for the slaughter, pour me